Good evening, I'm Natasha Roderick-Jones, one of the directors of the Stratford Literary Festival, and I'd like to welcome you here tonight on behalf of myself and my friend and fellow director Annie Ashworth. We're a very young festival. This is our fourth festival because unbelievably Stratford did not have a literary festival before we came along. We're very proud to say, I'm going to boast slightly here, which was that the Daily Telegraph reported last year that we were now rated as the 5th most prestigious literary festival in the country. Tonight, it is a great personal pleasure for me to welcome Barbara Trapido. Barbara has written 7 novels over the last 20 years or so, all of which I have read and enjoyed. In Sex and Stravinsky, I laughed out loud, sufficiently loudly to scare my cat. Her central heroine, what made me laugh, was that her central heroine exacts the most exquisite revenge on one of the other characters that is absolutely sublime in its subversiveness and its creativity. And I'm very pleased from talking to Barbara to discover that she actually loved writing that revenge. I have to say I think she's possessed of a Machiavellian inventiveness, and she's clearly not a woman to cross, so let's all note that. It's fabulous stuff. Theatrical, entertaining and moving. It's with great pleasure that I welcome Barbara Trapido to the 4th Stratford Literary Festival.
Gosh, well, thank you so much, Natasha. You know, I'm a very dawdly, intuitive sort of writer, and I'll try not to be so muddly here, but I'm struck by how often reviewers make reference to my intricate plots, because I don't plan anything. I proceed in a very sort of muddly, mud pie kind of way, and usually I notice that I'm preoccupied by something. Something will trigger a story, and I'm quite slow, but it could be, you know, a line from a song, or a little haunting tune that won't go away, or some vivid image, or maybe a painting. And then what happens is characters come to me. Never people that I see very clearly. They're more like people you find in your dreams. You know, they're rather shadowy, and you see them distinctly in silhouette. You see how they move. Often you hear the sounds of their voices, or you hear them calling out to you. So I'm always absolutely clear what people's voices are and what their names are, and I'm aware that they are tall or short or blonde or old, young. You know what their gender is, and those things. So I'm always quite surprised when I read advice to fiction writers that you can find names for your characters by looking in graveyards or in the telephone book, because I think that's funny. My people have names. Or if people say, why did you make him American? Or why did you have to make him Jewish? I think I didn't make him that way. That's how he came, you know. I remember a historian some years ago telling me that the invention of the bicycle was very good for the gene pool, because instead of having to marry the girl in your village or the girl next door, you could cycle to the village 5 miles away and pick a wife, and you know, the mixing up is quite good for the gene pool. But this is Kat, who is nearly 16 and grumbling about her mother, who she sees as, she's in South Africa. She sees her mother as weedy and snobby and Englishified. Kat is so sick of her mother that half the time she wishes the woman would literally drop dead. And she doesn't even have to speak to drive you mad. It's just like everything about her, everything. That stupid ballet walk for a start. And like the way she looks in the mirror when she's putting on her eye makeup, like she was that Dumbo Audrey Hepburn from the 1950s or something. Drip, sort of Bambi-fied and precious, like she was a nymph in that song Miss Baines got them to sing in choir. Well, that was from when Kat still went to choir, like last term. Anyway, It's the way her mum wears all this blusher so she looks like a doll, especially because she's such a midget anyway. And the way she sort of tries not to wince when Cat walks past the china cupboard like you were an elephant or a herd of wildebeest or something. And now that Michelle's gone and stolen all Cat's friends, her mother just knows that something's wrong. So she's forever giving Cat that kind of sideways, oh God, you poor social cripple look, and thinking that you don't notice.
Oh, and troubles got a strange way of showing.